Hi, this is my small review on the Retron 5. I hope it's of some help. The Retron 5 is due out in the UK soon, hopefully. It's now got its CE certification, and I imported one from America because I just couldn't wait. I wanted this system. And here's my up and down thoughts on it. On the whole, it absolutely looks fantastic. What you're seeing on here probably doesn't do it justice. This is my first video I've made, edited with Windows Movie Maker. I'm using a Rock Band microphone, and I've just got a brand new capture card, the PVR Rocket, which I'm trying out. So I hope the footage comes out okay. But a few thoughts on the system. There's hundreds of reviews out there, but most, not all of the reviews, but most were done when the system first came out and there were a few problems with it. The first problem with it, which hasn't been sorted yet, but hopefully when it comes out in the UK there will be a new batch and it will be sorted, is the cartridges do stick. Some slots are fine, some slots are worse. My Super Nintendo slot with the US carts, it's fine. With some PAL carts, they stick quite badly. The NES slot is very sticky, but I haven't used that very much because I've only got a few NES games at the moment, hoping to source more. But as I say, I've only got a few games, so that's probably why that one's stiff. The Mega Drive slot seems to be fine at the moment. It started off a bit stiff, but that seems to have freed up very well. No problems with the Game Boy Advanced slot, which is the same slot. Also, one big problem with when it first came out was save states. Sorry, not save states, but saving your cart to and from the Retron did not work every time. It now works perfectly. Every single game that is recognised by the Retron 5 works perfectly with the save. I can save it to and from the carts, no problem. Super Mario RPG, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 4. I've saved them to and from the carts because I've got a little portable Nintendo system which I can plug the carts in. So I played RPGs on the big screen, save the save file to the cart, and then I play the carts on the go. So that now is working fine. Another criticism of the system is the joystick they give you with it is absolutely awful. They give you this Bluetooth joystick, and yes, it works okay on some games, but most games it is terrible. I play Super Mario RPG, the time hits are awful. Other games I played, Final Fantasy 6, there's certain combo moves one of the characters has got to do using movements on the joysticks. I can't get them using that joypad. But the good thing about it is you can plug all the joysticks in for the system. You can plug a Mega Drive controller in. You can plug an original SNES controller in. You can plug a NES controller in. And they all work fine, just as they would. Some people have complained about controller lag, but I just think that is what setting you put your television on. As I say, this is the only way to play games on a high definition television. Yes, it's emulation, but unless you're playing it on the original systems, everything's emulation. If you're playing a Retro Duo Trio or Duo, that in itself is emulation because it's a copy chipset, and those systems do look awful. I've got a Retro Duo Trio. It served me quite well until this came out, and the games do absolutely look gorgeous. Now on this video I'm showing you now is another feature of the Retron 5, which is IPS patch support. Here I've bought a copy of Final Fantasy V. Of course it is Japanese out the box, but there are so many Japanese games, RPGs, which have got fan translations out there. Earthbound 1 and Earthbound 3, well, in Japan, La Mother and Mother 3, both have fan translations in English, and this machine is capable of playing them. Earthbound 3, I have a reproduction cart of that for the Game Boy Advanced, and also I'm hoping to get a repo cart of Mother or a Japanese cart. There is ways of playing ROMs on this machine. If you source out on the internet, you'll find it. So you can play ROMs. There is a walk around at the moment for playing ROMs. But I did get this system to play cartridges, and as I collect video games, it's actually made me go out and source the games I want for my collection. I do collect RPGs, and I've now purchased the Final Fantasy RPGs on the SNES, including the Japanese version of Final Fantasy V, Chrono Trigger, etc, etc. Game compatibility, every game I've thrown at it that works has worked fine. For some reason people have had problems with Doom. I can get Doom to work fine on my machine. It's probably an issue where people haven't updated their firmware yet. There's been 2 firmware updates since I've had my machine, and I've had it about a month, and each time it has added something more. Also, there is inbuilt cheat support on this system, which also works very well. At the moment, the database only seems to recognise mainly the US games. I've got Donkey Kong Country 1, 2 and 3. There doesn't seem to be any cheats for that on their current database, and I think that's probably because they are PAL versions of the game. So as I say, on the whole, it's a great system. Games look great on it. Alright, the only proper way to play retro games is with the proper systems on a CRT television. But even if you use proper systems on an HD television, they look awful. The Retron comes with many custom filters and options. On the whole, I tend to turn them off. Well, there's only one option I do use. I can't think of what it is on the back, but there is one of the filters that does look pretty good. So I'd say it's a very good machine, worth buying. There has been a lot of politics about the legitimacy of it, because they've been using stolen code, but the code was free to use on the internet. Maybe, yes, they should have asked to be able to have used the code, and they should have given the people the right correct recognition. But at the end of the day, you're really paying for the hardware, which is what they're selling. And I'm not sure what the price in the UK was. I think after importing it with tax etc, I think mine probably came to about 130, 140. I think that was an absolute great price. And as you can see, I'm not very good at Sonic. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed.